Talking points coming up in the second part of the Ref Show. 18 referees selected for Euro 2016. England is the only country with 2. There's the confirmation of the full-time assistant referee plan in the Premier League, as exclusively revealed by You Are the Ref a couple of weeks ago, Mark Halsey. That's been confirmed. We talk about championship incidents, and there were quite a few of them. But first of all, with Glenn Turner and Brian Dean here, this talking point from St James's Park, the 1-1 draw between Newcastle and Aston Villa, Martin Atkinson in charge, the early Newcastle goal from Colaccini, and I've heard this argued either way, whether it should have been disallowed for offside or not, under a new interpretation of interfering.
You put under the recent interpretation, then you could put up a very good argument for that being given. Look, this is the season of goodwill. This is no criticism whatsoever of the PGMO at all, and the assistants on the day. They really should use this as a great example to clarify the law and say, this is what happened, this is the decision that we expect. Because I fear at the moment, you're going to get 4 elite assistants going off to Euro 2016, getting the instruction reaffirmed to them, you will flag that offside, you will flag that offside. They're going to come back and do it. The remaining members of the select group assistance panel are not.
So it's a case study as to what is interfering.
It's a great example, PGMO. Use it and clarify it this week. So everybody goes out next round of games knowing we're either giving that or we're not giving that.
Clarification on offside is always a good thing, Brian, isn't it?
Agreed.
Yeah, because we're a bit confused, and highlighted by that, because I've heard really respected senior refereeing figures at this weekend argue that either way, as you can do.
Yeah, oh, you can. You put up a very strong case for either. Yeah. Okay. That can't be right, though.
So we'll call it a draw between them. You're going to shake hands and call it a draw, right, on that one? Okay, yeah, it is. As you can see, 18 referees selected then for the Euros. Martin Atkinson and Mark Clattenburg, congratulations. And we were talking throughout the season or so far about, we thought it was going to be one or the other. It's great that it's both, isn't it?
More fantastic. Although, I've had a couple of lads during the course of the season in my ear saying, I think they'll take both, So credit to those, because I never saw it coming.
Well, Keith Hackett feels that Pierluigi Colina, heading up UEFA's referees, have personally intervened on this. Take your best referees.
Good for him, yeah. And what a shot in the arm for English refereeing, eh? We're that good, we'll take 2.
And both there on merit, Brian, because week in, week out.
Yeah, I think what it also shows is the diversity of the league. When you think about how many different nationalities are going to be represented, and we've got,
that's a good point, really,
we've got 2 referees who are used to those, those differences every week.
Yeah, and English being the international language of all these tournaments as well. So it is very, very good news, and well done to both of them. The full-time plan that we revealed here for assistant referees has now been officially confirmed. Not everybody thinks it's a good idea.
No. Although it's come 15 years too late for me, because myself and Phil Sharp were battling for this 15 years ago with the PGMO. So I think it is an excellent idea. Particularly the full-time lads. I think it's an excellent idea. I just a little bit of concern how the lads who are going semi-full-time, how they're going to work it, because my understanding is that the PGMO have got first call on their couple of days. Now, employers are already very, very accommodating to top assistant referees in the amount of time that they give us.
It's going to be a difficult decision for some.
Very, very difficult. Very difficult. If you've got important things happening at work on a Tuesday, but the PGMO say, we want you on that Tuesday and we've got first call on you, you've got a problem at work again. So it's the semi-full-time lads who I have a worry for.
Yeah, tough one. Yeah. There's also going to be, as we knew, have known for some time, a second tier of elite referees for the championship. That a good move for you, Brian?
I think it'll, in a lot of ways, when you look at some of the decisions that filter down. I think if you look at the Premier League, most of the time the referees get it spot on, but you still have a lot of discrepancies lower down. And certainly I've been to games and, the crowds are there and they're like, what is going on? It really is a cause for concern a lot of the time, some of the decisions that are being made.
we've got some examples, some highlights, and you know this plan is geared to eradicating some of these that we've seen over the weekend. Some televised ones as well. Started on the Friday night. That was Birmingham's home win over Cardiff, and the key incident there was a penalty award to Birmingham, but replay showed it was clearly head ball. Actually, ball hit the head rather than the hand. So that was David Coote in charge.
There's that for me, a handball that gets missed, I can understand and excuse more than a referee giving something that actually never happened, because his mind's eye is telling him, I saw something happen that actually never did. Yeah. Now, we've all missed things, so if somebody deliberately hands the handball and you miss it, you can understand that, and so people crossed me, I was in a poor viewing angle, whatever the reason. But when you're saying, I saw that hit his hands and it actually hit him in the head, that's the one I don't understand.
Keith Hackett felt guessing. Wasn't guessed.
You can't guess major decisions.
No. When in doubt, do now, as it were. Yeah. Leeds v Preston, again it was a 1-0 win for Leeds, and a key judgment in that was the sending off of the Preston keeper Jordan Pickford there, Brian, for handling outside the area, except...
Yeah, I mean, it was... No, he didn't. I mean, it was clear that he'd come up here somewhere, so... Yeah, you can argue that it happened very quickly, but at the end of the day, you know, everybody, it was plain to everybody that it wasn't a penalty. And like you say, if in doubt,
don't do it.
Don't do it. That's been probably pivotal in terms of the result.
Yeah, well, Gavin Ward was the referee at that one, and certainly Simon Grayson, who I found to be pretty tolerant of refereeing decisions, an agreeable guy. He spoke out about that after the game, quite understandably. And there was a parallel, wasn't there? I think you were mentioning before the show, Swansea, West Ham, an incident in that one. Lee Mason was refereeing.
Yeah, James Collins, he actually blocked one that was heading into the top corner, and Al Quinn said as well, you know, that's heading for the top corner. He's blocked it with his hand. And, you know, then he stopped a goal, and then he started holding his head, and he got away with it. And it was the direct opposite to the incident on Friday night, where that's hit him on the head. So it is unfortunate, but like we've been saying, you know, I think we need that more professionalism in the referees, because the decisions that are being made, you know, they're costing. You know,
yeah. So another high-profile manager loses, a very high-profile manager loses his job this week, didn't we? So Brian's right. These decisions are costing jobs.
I saw a good performance though in this championship on Saturday at Burnley. Their convincing victory in the end over Charlton 4-0. Paul Tierney, I thought refereed that very well. I was at Hillsborough on the Sunday for Sheffield Wednesday Wolves, where there were 2 penalties awarded in that. They were a bit soft, but there was a case for both of them. But the talking point for me, and here Mark Brown was the referee. He was supposed to be 4th official, but was called up late for Dean Whitestone, was the Wednesday equalising penalty at 1-1. Lucas Yao bursting between 2 Wolves defenders, gets pulled back, it's a penalty, and it's got to be a red card, but there's no red card. Presumably, the referee can't see who committed the foul. Or none of the officials.
Unfortunately, the referee has to see who committed the foul, or if he doesn't, somebody's got to see it, because you can't justify that kind of thing going unpunished. Penalty is not always sufficient punishment, and if it's denied an obvious goal-scoring opportunity by pulling him back, it's got to go.
But it's wrong to guess, though, sure.
Well, yeah, and I agree. I think in that circumstance, if he gives one of them a yellow card or a red card, and it's the wrong one, then again, that's an even bigger talking
But what's
point.
his assistant doing? Because it doesn't sound like there was any opportunity for an offside to be taking place, so he's not looking for that, because the kid's bursting through and about to get a shot away himself, so you can forget offside. Now, so what's my primary responsibility here? It's to help the referee.
Well, if he's in line and they're bursting through together and he's caught on that line, if you look at the incident, I think it was 3 of them ended up in a heap. I think the only other thing we can do then is start putting assistants on the goal line, because that gives you a 3D effect.
We've seen.
In defence of the officials, I only saw it once, and I had not a clue which one it was that made the foul. Not a clue. But I was a lot further
Perhaps I need to
away.
spread a little more festive cheer.
Yeah, Yeah, well, maybe the fact I couldn't see it was due to the festive cheer. I'm not suggesting the referee had any festive cheer. Right, I hope you've enjoyed the ref show. I hope you've enjoyed all the ref shows. We've got one further one to do this year. We're going to wish you a very Merry Christmas in a special way. And thank you so much for your company on You Are the Ref throughout the year. As ever, we're always glad to hear from you with any questions or queries. Thanks to Brian Dean and to Glenn Turner. Glenn is going to have the last word on this show. See ya.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Sounds like Keith, eh?